Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. The SGX Nifty is a bit muted, but we've had a very strong run. The market is at a 10-month high, not too far away from record highs. So ahead of key events, just a bit of a pause perhaps today. But our entire research team is here to help you prep for the day. So without wasting any time, let's get straight to that. First up, let's find out how Tech Mahindra did this quarter around. Reema's here with more. Reema, morning.
Hi, morning. So Tech Mahindra's numbers were largely in line with street expectation. Constant currency revenue growth of 2.9% quarter on quarter. EBIT margin expansion of 40 basis points to 11.4%. This is despite the company absorbing the wage hike. It was the improvement in pricing, higher utilization which led to the margin increase. That said, the constant currency revenue growth for Tech Mahindra at 2.9% trails peers, which have seen roughly a growth of close to about 4%. The company attributed it, one, because they have a lower share of revenues coming in from America at 50%, while peers have 65-70%, and America as a geography is doing well. And secondly, there are certain segments which are seeing some slowness. Deal wins were steady, slightly above that $700 million. This quarter, BFSI was impacted because the company rationalized on some of the low margin work. So the work which is giving them low margins, they've sort of cut back on it. And the company said they're seeing slowdown in retail and parts of public sector spending. All in all, brokerages are saying the performance is in line. CLSA says margin management from here on is a challenge, but valuations do remain supportive because the company is trading at 15 times forward multiple. Nomura says Q2 in line, but the outlook is sketchy. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Reema. Well, let's focus on the other one. Adani Ports. Vivek is joining in to tell us how are those numbers. Vivek?
Well, good morning. So Adani Ports has reported a very strong set of numbers as far as Q2 is concerned. Even more encouragingly, the company has managed to maintain its volume guidance for the year. It's a 12 to 15% volume guidance that the company has indicated, and it has stuck to that. When you're talking about the numbers were a beat on the estimates. Revenues coming in slightly above the 5,200 crore mark, above our estimates of close to 4,700 crore. EBITDA too has come in very strong, and this has come in at close to 2,900 crore when your estimate was close to 2,790 crore. When you're talking about the margins too, while on a year-on-year basis have slipped, the realizations have been quite strong, aiding significantly. When you're talking about the profitability too has come in above the estimates. It's important to note two things. Number one, the company has included the financials of Gangavaram Port in this particular quarter, and also from this particular quarter, the company has also taken into account a new accounting standard that company maintains will now reduce the forex volatility and therefore reduce the bottom line volatility that it was seeing in the last couple of quarters.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, a couple of more stocks that we're looking at. We have the auto sales coming through, and the stock of the day could be Eicher Motors because it was a bumper month for Royal Enfield sales. If you look at the total sales for Royal Enfield, they have come in at 82,235 units, which is a record high. It's a growth of 86% on a year-on-year basis at 82,235, and models with engine capacity up to 350cc have gone up 100% year-on-year. The only thing is that a large chunk of the Royal Enfield sales has come from the new Hunter sales, and over there, since the Hunter is a cheaper product, it's a slightly low-margin product, because of which perhaps the margins could get diluted for Eicher Motors. So that is the big debate. But that, of course, will be offset by lower raw material costs and operating leverage. However, no taking away from the fact that record numbers for Royal Enfield. I'm going with green over there. I'm going with green for TVS Motor as well, because the total sales growth was up just about 2%, but scooter sales were very strong. It was a 20% growth over there. And their electric vehicle iQube has been doing phenomenally well. iQube sales came in at 8,103 units. They used to sell less than 400 units same time last year. And motorcycle sales as well have not been that great, but give and take everything, these are a good set of numbers. So I'm going with green for TVS Motor. On Hero MotoCorp, I'm going with red because the numbers are actually worse than what the street was estimating. Very weak sales coming through for the month of October. Motorcycle sales down 17%, overall sales down 17%, scooter sales down 16.5%. And if you look at the trend, they've been stuck in this band of around 4 to 4.5 lakhs for the last 6 months at least. Despite a recovery in the entire auto pack, Hero MotoCorp is still struggling because of its exposure to the rural market.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a big disappointment there. Hero there. Well, let's talk about Chola Investment and LIC Housing Finance, which reported as well. Abhishek is standing by with more. Abhishek, hi, morning.
Morning, Prashant. So to begin with Chola, over there you have seen a strong disbursals or strong business momentum. However, that's not translated into a strong earnings momentum. So disbursals are up 68% YOY and close to 10% sequentially. The loan growth is pretty robust at 22.35% YOY and about 5.9% sequentially. However, operating profits are down about 2.1% quarter on quarter. So the net interest margin has come in at 7.6%. This compares to about 7.7% in the same quarter last year and about 8% in the previous quarter. And ROE has also declined both YOY and quarter on quarter. So in terms of our poll, the NII is a strong bit. However, PAT has come in at 563 crores versus the number that we were working, which was around 620 crores. Coming on to LIC Housing Finance, it's surprised on the negative side, given the fact that net interest margin has come in at just 1.8%. Now, Kotak Securities was estimating a net interest margin of about 2.5%. So the NII decline is massive over there, 28% on a sequential basis. Net interest margin, just to give a comparable number, it has come in at 1.8%. This compares to 2.54% in the previous quarter and about 2% in the same quarter last year. Interest income has declined by 3.8% despite the fact that you are seeing a disbursal growth of about 10.5% over there on a sequential basis. So disbursals are up 4.2% YOY and about 10.5% quarter on quarter. AM growth is tepid at about 10.5% YOY and 2.5% sequentially. Both in terms of NI and PAT, it's way below our poll. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Abhishek, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's hop across to Bahista. She's here to tell us about Voltas. Hi, Vesta, morning.
Hi, Nigel. Good morning. Well, for Voltas, the numbers do not look very appealing. Though the revenues have gone up by 5% on a year-on-year basis, but the weak point has been the margins. The margins have come in at 5.8% versus 7.8% in the same quarter of last year, but the poll was anyways at 6.6%, so there's a miss on that front as well. The weak margin performance continues in this quarter as well. The bottom line was impacted by an exceptional item of 106 crores. Now, in terms of segmental revenues, the unitary cooling products division revenue saw a marginal growth of 4%, which was again below the estimates. The segment was impacted by lower consumer sentiment towards discretionary spends in a generally lean quarter that this is, but the company has maintained its number one position with market share at 22.8% in the 8 months of the ongoing calendar year. In the room ACs business, also there's a carry forward of high cost inventory which continues to weigh on the margins. The engineering products and services segment was the best performing segment with an improved performance on a year-on-year basis. So all in all, I would go with a red on the stock.
Okay, red on the stock. Macrotech Developers is the other one we are watching this morning. We got the Q2 operational data a while back and it looked very good. So no surprises that the numbers are also following suit. Sonal is here with more. Sonal, morning.
Good morning, Sonia. Well, P&L numbers for the real estate companies, they really are not the ones that we should be looking at, but we already got the operational updates. So just taking you through the P&L numbers as well, where revenues were down 17% for Macrotech Developers, EBITDA down 33%, profits were up 28%. Well, revenues were down because some of their projects did not come for recognition in this particular quarter. In terms of pricing growth, the company said they saw a 2% pricing growth in the quarter gone by. As I said, pre-sales is a better indicator of performance for real estate companies, which we already knew. Pre-sales were up 57% on a YOY basis. Collections were up 24%. Of course, these are the numbers on which the stock already reacted positively. And some more details is something we got today.
All right, Sonal, thanks very much for that. Kansai Nerolac is another one. By the way, we'll be speaking with the management later on as well. Surabhi is here with details on what they reported. Surabhi, over to you.
It was a muted performance by Nerolac. They did see a revenue growth of 19% that comes up to 1930 odd crores, but it was largely led by the revival in the auto segment. The decorative business demand continued to be weaker due to prolonged monsoon. Gross margins were also flat on a year-on-year basis, and the EBITDA margin expansion was also limited due to higher promotional spends. The company says that the decorative business demand will be subdued in Q3 as well on account of high base and early Diwali. They have taken price hikes in both decorative and the industrial segment, and they continue to be in discussion with OEMs for further price increases. For now, we can expect the stock to open in red.
Okay, Surabhi, thanks a lot for that. So here's a quick recap of our top stocks in focus. Stocks with positive news flow. There's Tech Mahindra, Adani Ports, TVS Motor, Eicher Motors, Cholamandalam Investment and Macrotech Developers. While stocks with negative news flow, there's Hero MotoCorp, LIC Housing, Voltas and Kansai Nerolac. But it's a big day. There's the FOMC meeting. So all eyes will also be on what's happening in the world of commodities to get a sense of which way things are going. Manisha Gupta is joining in to give us all the action there. Manisha, morning.
Morning, Sonia. Thank you for that. Well, ahead of the FOMC meeting, the dollar index the rally has seen a bit of a pause, and that clearly has been supportive for commodities. Take a look at the Brent crude oil prices bouncing back above $95 per barrel. We did see a low of 91.5 in this week itself, so it has been nearly $4 of a jump up from its lows there. The surprise drop in U.S. inventories, the weak U.S. dollar, and the report that China may relax COVID rules from March 2023 are supportive factors here. Same is the case with metals, where we have seen a rebound. Copper was up 3% overnight. Zinc gained up by 2%. Apart from the decline in U.S. dollar, the U.S. factory activity at 50.2 of a showing is better than street estimate, and that has been supportive. So good going when it comes to energy, base metals, even the precious metals like gold and silver have started the day on a positive note.
Manisha, any the metal stocks here were very excited. It was one of the top performing sectors yesterday. The China reopening story, any legs to that, or nothing at all? No official confirmation from anywhere?
There's no official confirmation to that. But you know what? The markets are really working on sentiment, because when you look at the fundamentals, Prashant, they are way positive than what the prices showcase. So anything positive that you give the markets, they're taking it with both hands. No confirmation yet, but these reports clearly have done wonders to the confidence to the market.
All right. I mean, thanks very much, Manisha. I wonder what came first. I mean, the rumors or the price move? But maybe the reasons were invented to explain the price move. Happens all the time. But we'll see. The general expectation is that there will be some sort of relaxation, but it'll only take effect slowly and maybe in a more aggressive way from spring next year. That's the general expectation. But stocks were pretty excited. That was the big story during Asian hours and during our market hours as well. Metals doing well in our market yesterday. We'll take a quick break here. Anand Tandon is going to be with us.